If you like old sewing machines, I have something for you that's very unusual. She's only 60 years old, so she can't be considered an antique, but she certainly deserves being classed as vintage. Now, if you think she looks a little clunky, I won't argue with you. She doesn't have the sharp lines of the more modern machines, nor the graceful elegance of true antiques. Yet to me, she perfectly captures the flavor and style of the 1950s, evoking images of open-wheeled roadsters and those long, aluminum-sided diners that look like train cars. I give you the Tula. For obvious reasons, we've named her Ruby May. She's a Model 1 Tula made in 1958 by the Russian Tula Mechanical Engineering Plant. Ruby appears to be a copy of an earlier German machine manufactured by Zundap. Most Tulas come in either a drab green or an even drabber beige. We're lucky to have one that's a glorious candy apple red. Let's move in closer for a better look. I have good news and bad news about Tulas. The good news is that they are commonly available online for as little as $100. The bad news is they come from the Ukraine, so shipping can cost another $100. The good news is ours arrived with its original manual. The bad news is it's in Russian. The good news is there are quite a few YouTube videos about Tulas. The bad news is they're all in Russian. The good news is most of those videos have English subtitles. The bad news is those subtitles are machine generated and are so garbled it's almost impossible to get any useful information out of them. The lesson from all this is that learning to use a Tula is a process of experimentation. Here's what we've learned so far. The top dial controls the zigzag, with 0 being a straight stitch and 4 being the widest zigzag. The two press and move levers lock this so that it stays in position. The bottom dial controls stitch length. All the way over to the left is 5 stitches per inch forward. All the way over to the right is 5 stitches per inch in reverse. The large lever in the middle of the machine controls the position of the needle relative to the foot. When it's all the way over to the right, it's directly under the foot. Moving it to the middle moves the needle 1/8 of an inch to the left, and moving it to the far left moves it another 1/8 of an inch to the left. To extend this spool holder, press from the bottom and pull it up. But Ruby's most interesting feature is that she can run on both electricity and with a hand crank. The most common reason given for the hand crank option is that it was needed because Russia's power system in the 1950s was so unreliable. This might be true, but I suspect a more reasonable explanation is that the Tula and its German predecessor were designed for the broader European market, and at that time many countries or areas didn't have electrical power, so this increased the number of people who might be interested in it. Unfortunately, this is not a simple plug and crank option. It takes a good 5, sometimes 10 minutes of finicky work to get this mounted in here. And that's our Tula sewing machine. Well, maybe. There's some doubt that she really is a Tula. These machines were made by the Tula plant and everyone calls them Tulas, yet there's the word Mino emblazoned on her side where I'd expect the model name to be located. Tula only shows up much smaller on the metal plates at either end, a location commonly used for the manufacturer's name. It's possible the model name for these machines is Mino, not Tula, but over the years they have picked up the other name simply because it sounds more attractive. This is a nice little mystery that I'm researching and will provide an update about when it's resolved. Until then, I hope you'll visit my main website at waynesthisthandthat.com to see the rest of the machines in our collection. As always, thank you for watching.